to the Bacon Bites. My name is Seth Bacon, and today we're going to jump through the navigation when it comes to Dynamics 365. First thing you'll check out is that first button up in the top left. That first button up in the top left is going to show you the different apps that are associated to your Office 365 account. So whether that's Outlook, OneDrive, Word, and all the different Office products, as well as Yammer and Teams and Flow. Since I'm a global admin, I also see the admin center in the bottom left there. If your list is different, that's fine. It's just based on your permissions and what licenses you've been assigned to your tenant. So next thing you'll see here is Dynamics 365. If you click the drop-down arrow there, what it's going to do is show you a list of all the different apps in your environment and that you've been associated with. These apps we'll get into in a later video. It's really just being able to tailor that user experience, which is so important for user adoption, is the user experience. And we'll jump into one of those later on to show what that looks like. Next, you'll have the navigation. So this is just the general navigation when it comes to sales, service, marketing. And by clicking on each one of these, you're going to be able to jump to those different sections. And you notice, again, from a user experience, if I'm not part of the project service team, or if I'm not part of the service team, maybe I don't need to see these different parts of the navigation. And so I may be able to remove this part of the sitemap. So as a system administrator, you'll be able to go in the back end and be able to update the sitemap, and we'll show that in a later video, how to update this sitemap. But just know that you can change the order, you can change the icons, you can change the labels as well. So if you're not a sales organization and you want to relabel that to teachers or providers or insurance companies or something like that, you'll be able to do that. Next thing you see on the list here is dashboard. So if you click on that, it's going to jump to the dashboards because that's what it is. And then if you click the drop-down arrow, you're going to see recently viewed records. So if the other example, if I was on accounts, you'll see that this has been updated to accounts because that's the area that I'm in. And if I click the drop-down arrow now, it's going to show me the recently viewed accounts. So we got the Bacon Corp, and we also got E001. So a couple of different recently viewed items. You notice that there's no pin there, so I can't pin those recently viewed items. Those are really just the recently viewed ones I have. If I click sales, it's going to jump back to the dashboards because that's the first one in the list. On the right-hand side, we're just going to go through the top section real quick. We see here the magnifying glass, which is the global search. And so I can quickly type in here looking for Alpine. And that's going to bring up all the different records associated with Alpine. Note that in the global search, you can also do wildcard searches. So if I knew it was ski, if I was looking specifically for ski, I'd be able to pull that up. You notice here that there's a number of different people that are showing up because some of them are associated to Alpine Ski House. Other ones may have the SKI in their name. And so different ways to be aware. Also note that you will be searching across multiple entities. And so this is a great resource to be able to search across multiple ones. But if this is maybe a little too overwhelming and you know you're just looking for a lead with that information, you can go ahead and click lead, and that's going to go ahead and filter it out. The other thing you should be aware of is that there is this concept of relevancy search when it comes to global searches, and so we'll be viewing that in a different episode as well. Next thing we have here is the recently viewed records. Recently viewed records will start to update, and you'll start to see this list grow over time. What that allows you to do is to be able to quickly jump back to a record you just viewed without having to navigate all the way through the top navigation there. So very helpful, especially since you can pin different things. So if I'm consistently working with E001, I can go ahead and pin that up there so that way I can quickly jump back. And same thing with dashboards. So you notice here that this is actually a dashboard. I can pin that one up there too. And now I can be able to jump back to there at any point in time. Next one is new records. So I can quickly create items. And so we'll show you how to, first of all, change the user experience here, because again, this is overwhelming to users when they see this many different options for creating different records. It's great that you can quickly create them, and we'll show you here in a minute what that looks like. But just keep in mind, from an end user experience, this is very overwhelming. As an end user, and even as somebody that's looking at this right now, this is overwhelming. I don't know where to go. I don't know what to click. And so I'd be intimidated by looking at this information. So we'll look at how to configure that later, but just know that when you look and do this quick create up in the top button, this button does exist anywhere in the system, and you can click on account or contact or case. And here I can quickly create the different companies. So I'm just going to go ahead and quickly create the Seattle Bacon LLC and give them the phone number. As well as the number of employees that they have and their city. After I save that, you're going to go ahead and see this yellow bar pop down. You can do a couple of different things here. You can view the record. You can also create another record, so you can create another account. Note that this yellow bar doesn't stay up here for very long, so it's about 5 seconds or so you notice there. And so just be mindful of that. It does allow you that ability to create a record from anywhere in the system, which is great to see. The next one here, where you see the filter, is actually the advanced find. So if we click on the funnel, what it's going to do is it's going to open up a new window. And this is the advanced find screen, and we'll go through a more in-depth view of advanced find later. Next thing after that, you have settings. And just keep in mind that these are personal settings. So these are settings that I can change directly, and they're only going to impact myself. We're going to go through options at a later date. We also will go through apps and seeing the welcome screen. So that used to be something that you'd see all the time. This next button is the help button. And so we can quickly find help and training. Keep in mind that if you guys are using something like Learning Paths or a different tool like that, you be able to leverage some of that functionality, and we'll review that at a later date. The last button here is the image itself, and so I can see my user's name, the organization that I'm associated with, as well as editing the image. So let's go ahead and edit the image. So after uploading the image, we can go ahead and click OK. And this will upload an image to my record. And there we go. So that's a brief overview of the navigation. If you want to jump back to the home, you can. We hope that you enjoyed today's discussion on navigation. If you did, please hit the thumbs up so that we know that you liked it, as well as subscribe to the channel for more great content like this. We love connecting with people, so please reach out to us on Twitter at @TheBaconBites or at our website, thebaconbites.com. Until next time, have a great one.